Hello everyone, this is Katie Kosrich, Illinois Outreach Coordinator for Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever. Today we're going to show you a nice free resource that is available to chapters to promote both their banquets and upcoming events, and that is the National Event Board for Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever. You can find this by either going to either quailforever.org or pheasantsforever.org's homepage and going to find an event. An individual can then either do one of two things. They can either put in their zip code or they can look at events by state. And when they do that, they're going to get a list of all of the events that are available for each state. And then they can also view specific events individual. They can even, if they'd like, purchase their tickets online if you choose to set up your event that way. Now, it's a very simple, easy process to submit these events, and it is a great way to get free publicity. Headquarters will also send out an email blast to all members in your county for any event that you submit on this board. It is important to note, though, that if you do want to receive the email blast that gets sent out free of charge, you do need to do it 3 weeks before the event. So if you post an event 2 days before it happens, headquarters isn't going to be able to get that out in time for you. Now, in order to post an event, there's 2 ways you can do that. When you go to the event page, you can go up top, submit an event, and the first way I'm going to show you is if you do not have your login information. So not everybody has a way that they can log into Event Wizard. This is nice if you don't have that information. The drawback, though, is that you cannot go back and edit. So if something happens, either you post something wrong or the date or the location changes, you don't have the ability to go in and edit it. There are a few things that you do need with this. The first thing you'll see, all chapters in the United States for both Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever are listed. I'm going to go ahead and choose the first Illinois one I see. You do require, if there's a store by it, this is required. You have to make sure you have all this information filled in, or otherwise it's going to keep on bouncing you back and not letting you submit it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put in some NA, not available information. Put in a date. You don't need to put a start time, but I do want to point out if you are going to do a time, please note that there's an AM and PM section. So if your event starts at 9 a.m., make sure you're choosing 9 a.m. and not 9 p.m. You do need to put an end date, which is usually most often the same day as what the event is. Not many of us have overnight events. You then can put in your event details. You do need to delete all of this. It doesn't delete automatically. There are 2 ways you can do this. First, you can go type it in, and you can edit this very similar to Microsoft Word. You can do bolds, italics, underline it. You can put it in the center. You can put numbers. You can change the fonts if you want. There isn't as many selections for fonts as there is with Microsoft Word, but that's nice because they only allow you to do fonts that are very easy to read. You can change the sizes if you like. You can also change the coloring of the words. Be careful with this if you're doing it. Make sure you choose a color that is easy to read on a computer screen. You can even highlight text if you want. So that's one way you can post your information. The other way is a lot of us will create events either on websites or we will make it in a Microsoft Word. Here's a test one. I want you guys to notice I did post the picture in there. There's a reason for that. Show you one thing this cannot do. If you want to paste into here, you can't paste this way. You have to go up to these clipboards. You can choose one of these 3 options, and a window will pop up in which you can paste your information. Now you'll notice everything copied right in the way I had it except for the logo. Pictures will not transfer over to that. So once everything looks the way I want, I hit OK. And I can still go back and I can change things around if I want. Once I have all my information in there, I do need to put event location in there. I'm just going to choose some random places. because I'm not going to hit submit on this. Just want to get it all filled out, want to do the zip. If you don't know the address, because sometimes we do events like shoots or mentor hunts out in somebody's cornfield, you can put for your address the corner of Highway 100, corner of Highway 2. You can put a GPS units in there. You do need to put in your contact name and phone number. That's always important if somebody wants to know about your event. The email, though, is very important. If you want to have the free email blast sent out to you, you need to put in an email address, because headquarters will send you a test version for you to approve. If you don't email them back saying everything looks all right, they're not going to send that email out. So that's why they need that. Once you have everything in there, you hit submit. Once you hit submit, which I'm not going to do since this isn't a real event, it does take 1 to 2 business days. So if you post this on a Saturday, it might not get up till the next following Wednesday. The other way, so that's the one way you can do it if you don't have the login information. As I said before, if you do it this way, you cannot go back and edit it. So if you do have the login information, I suggest you go to Event Submission Wizard. You log in. If you have forgotten your information, if you call headquarters, they are definitely able to set you up, reset you all, and get it so you are logged in. There we go. When you go, it should bring up your chapter. I'm going to have quite a few submissions, more than you would have, so it should be the only one. I'm going to go ahead and do Kankakee. And I'm going to do submit a new event. Starts off, there's a little bit of a difference here. Starts off with a lot of the same information. I'm just going to do some random fill-ins on this so we can get through it, since I showed you how to do it on the last one. So I'm not really paying attention to what information I put in there, since this is never going to get published. I was wrong on that one. You do need to put a real email in there. So that's the first step, and this is where it's a little bit different compared to the other way. It will actually take this information and put it in the event details for you. So you don't need to do that. You can still go back in and add additional information if you want, but you can put just the bare necessities there if you'd like. The next step that you would do, once that's right, is you decide whether or not you want to sell tickets on here. And this is where you would enter your ticket information for sale, put the price, and then what it includes. If you want to do event registrations this way, so if you have a youth shoot and you want to do it, events you can do for sale and set the price for $0. That is an option for you. The next one is you actually would check all the information that is there. You can add ticket information there. If it's a youth event, make sure to put that it is a youth event, so that way also not only will the adults get an email, but any youth memberships will get an email. Check everything. You can even preview your event and see what it would look like on the national web page. The important thing to note on this is right now it's unpublished. So if I was to save the event, it will not go to the board. It will not have the chance. It's just going to sit in the event manager. If I hit publish, that's what I need to do for it to go onto the board. Now let's say I publish it, or even unpublish, goes up, it's been a few weeks and something bad happens, I need to change the location, or I would like to see what the ticket sales are doing on my event. I can go down and I can manage my event. So this is if I want to see what the ticket sales are. I can take a look at that. I then can also export that information too if I want to. I also, if I would like, let's say it rains or something happens with the venue and I need to change it. This is where I would be able to go back in and edit, which I cannot do with the other way. Or let's say something really, really bad happens and I need to remove this event. What I can do is edit the event, go all the way down here, and do hide from admin view. And it will remove the event from my list and from publication. So as I said, this is a great free resource available to chapters to use. Doesn't take a lot of work, it's very simple to run. And the website, the event page, has close to 500,000 people visit it a year. So that's a lot of people that have the ability to view your upcoming events. So the sooner you can get these events posted, the better. And also, as I said, you will get that free email sent out. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, as always, contact headquarters or your local regional rep, and we can help you to fill out that information and get your events out to the most public possible. Thank you and have a good day.